Good morning, everyone. May the good Lord bless you. I hope you're having yourself a wonderful morning. Hey, you all, this morning when I left the house, it was a balmy 15 degrees. Wind chill factor right about 10 or 0. I'm out here this morning hiking, and I'm getting hungry, and I'm looking for a place to cook some food. I got some deer tenderloin in my backpack here, and if I can find a pine tree, you can see it's snowing out here, and it's really crystal cold. We're going to see what the conditions are like here to build us a fire and cook us some food. So go along with. Well, you all, I think I found a place down there. There's a pine tree. I'm going to try to go down there and get under that pine tree. I'll let you see what the surroundings look like. This is thick forest. There's plenty of dead twigs, and especially that tinder off of that pine tree down there will make a good fire starting tinder. I'm gonna have to take this cowboy hat off in a minute because my ears are freezing. I'll have to throw the hood on because we do have wind chill factor here, you guys, at about 0. So let's get down here and see if we can get out of the wind behind this tree. Tell you what, you guys, this ain't nowhere near funny. Now, I've never actually been into this particular part of the forest before. Coming in here this morning with this pack reminds me of when I was in the 82nd Airborne, 1974. Our pack weighed in, you guys, at 75 pounds. A day pack did. Let me get this hood on, guys, because I'm not kidding you. It is cold out here. All right, let me get you down here on the ground where you can see me building this fire. Check that out, you guys. Now, one of the things I'm gonna do this morning, you all, is test this product right here. A backpacker's stove. Okay. The thing set up good and level. We're gonna fire that bad boy up. Well, here we go. Let me give you a shot of what that looks like, you guys. It's a jet stove. That's what we're going to be cooking on this morning. So naturally, you guys, gosh, it's cold out here. We're going to have some fuel put in this stove right here. Sure that thing's set up good and level. We got the fuel door there where we stick the fuel in. By the way, this is a self-feeding stove, you guys. Okay. Now we got to get the fire started some way, so hang on there just for a second. Let me get my fingers warmed up. The fella who gave me this stove to try out is named David Estep. He has a shop in Parisburg, Virginia. I will put a link to his business. He is a veteran, a very nice fellow. I went down there to meet him yesterday when he gave me this little stove right here to try out. And I'm gonna let David tell you about this particular product. He talked to me about it. So I'm gonna let you see David talking about the product just for a second while I get a few more sticks gathered up here to get this fire started.
All right, I'm David Estep with Easy Street Welding and Fabrication, LLC. This one of the little cook stove, they classify it as a rocket stove that we can build. We can build them anywhere down from 8 inches tall to, you know, as high as they can go. It's made out of 11 gauge steel. I sourced all American steel. It's just one of them things where it folds out, it goes together, you know, with locking tabs. You can put it in a backpack, behind the seat of your truck, just anywhere, you know, convenient. And you can put a pot, a rock, whatever you want to cook on up here. Your wood goes in through this slot, and there's a grating in the bottom that allows the draft. So you'll draft through the bottom, and it'll burn the wood here. And the good thing about it is you don't have to have a ton of wood to run it. You can get things from the yard. You can get twigs, just whatever you can come up with.
Okay. How much you think it weighs, David?
I'd say 8 to 10 pounds.
Okay.
This is the 12-inch. It's 12 inches tall. And we can go bigger. I mean, I can build you one 8 foot if you want.
Okay.
You can go smaller.
Do you have a price range on that, or?
This one would be right at $150.
Okay. Gotcha.
And then if you want, I got a CNC plasma, so if you wanted custom names put on it, or, you know, I could build a grating with your name in it and all that stuff. The options are really endless on this.
Okay.
So, I mean, I could build a double one, anything, you know, you can think of on it.
All right, you all. I found a little bit of broom sedge coming in here. And I'm hoping it'll light good. Stick it right down in the stove. I believe that's going to take off. You can see how the wind's blowing there, you guys. Let me get you turned around this direction right here. Look, it's already caught my tinder up, so that's good. Now, to start your fire, you all, you can actually feed this from the top when you first start your fire. That's one of the things I found out right off the bat. All right, you can see it smoking because that pine's gonna smoke, you guys. Yep, that pine is gonna smoke. So let's let it catch up really good. Get it good and hot so that we can cook with it. All right. I think I've done that just wrong. There you go. Telling you. Dingies, it's cold out here, you all. All right. So, let me go ahead and get the frying pan out. So this morning, you guys, so you see what happens, you all, when you're not in controlled conditions. You know, I could have done this in the backyard behind the house, but I'm not going to do stuff like that, trying this stuff out. I'm gonna try it out in extreme condition. So we're gonna have bacon this morning that I've already got sliced. There's your air hole, guys, that makes it burn faster, okay? Oxygen going in here. Shut it down. You put your fuel right in there and let her burn, okay? You all smell that bacon cooking right there? To do that. Now I'll let the potatoes cook, you guys, until they're done. Then I'll throw the steak in there because it won't take long to cook that. So she's burning really good and hot. So David, you wanted me to tell you something about the stove, right? Okay. Do away with this hole in this door right here. See how you're letting your heat come back through this hole? That hole don't need to be in that door, okay? That looks pretty, but that don't work good. If you're going to do one like that, put a little bitty hole in your draft. That's one of the things I'll say about it. Another thing I'll say is this. This stove out here in the woods like this could use a stabilizer of some kind to keep it from doing any of this. You know, in case somebody puts a bigger pot on it and they tilt it and it turns over. I would say take this hole out, period. If you're going to do anything there, just etch it in there. If you're going to put this hole in there, put a smaller one in this air hole door. That's the only thing I got to say about that. As you all can see, This thing right here burns really, really good. Looking good. Just a few pieces of wood's all it takes to keep this going, you guys. Can you smell that? Yummy. I like to be able to open that door up and let that air go straight in there. Now he has a grate in this, and that grate will let your ashes fall through, and then the thing can continue to burn instead of just stopping up. All right, you all, it's time for the steak. Ha ha ha. And of course, the hot sauce, because I'll guarantee you this morning you need hot sauce, people. What we got here this morning? Melinda's fire roasted garlic hot sauce. Great, Scott, that's hot. All right, let's let that cook a while, you guys, and then we'll get to munching down on it, okay? The good thing about this stove, you all, is you keep this behind the seat of your truck, keep it in your four-wheeler somewhere. Make sure that you don't leave this thing sitting out in the rain, okay? This is made out of 11 gauge material. This stuff should last forever, as long as you treat it right. You know, if you get out here and cook in it and just leave it sitting out in the backyard, it's just going to be a rusty piece of junk, not worth anything, okay? So you got to treat it correctly. If you have a permanent camp, a hunting camp somewhere, I know that you cook beside your campfire, okay? But there's certain times when you just want a little bitty fire, and that's what these stoves are all about, okay? So you can use it for that. If you have, you could get you one and just keep it in case of emergency at home. You know, you see all these people during disasters that don't have any way to cook. They don't have a grill, they don't have anything. But if you had one of these little stoves right here, you can put it together. By the way, I didn't take this stove apart here on the scene because it's so cold, and it's just a little, I'm not going to say complicated, but it's just a little bit hairy to put together out here in the field, okay? But I just left it put together inside my pack. But it sure is doing a good job cooking this food. This video's not going to be that long, but it's probably, I've been here probably 30 minutes right now cooking this food. And I have put more wood in it twice, okay? But it's burning really, really good. You smell that, don't you, Carolina Chris? Sniff that, old buddy. I'll give you a shot underneath there. That burning, you guys. I guess you can see that in there. Working really good. But you can see, guys, that this thing just comes apart. You just lift these out. They're just put together by tabs. You just lift it apart, fold it, or you don't fold it up, but you just put it in your little box, and it doesn't have to be stored, you know, put together. Smell that, you guys. Yummy. Now, I'm just going to make a cup of coffee as well. That's what these little stoves are all about. All right. Get you all turned around this direction. I hope you all can see me here. Let me sit down here somewhere. little bit easier on the old knees. Always give God the honor, you all. Always give him the glory. Chris, if you was here, I'd share it with you, buddy. Now you can find these kind of stoves online, but don't buy Chinese junk when you can buy American made, okay? Don't buy junk from China. They don't have no instructions whatsoever. That don't last very long. It's just made out of a piece of tin. I'm just going to knock that kind of stuff, because when you can buy American made, especially when a citizen of the United States has served their country and made this stuff, that's the person that you want to give your money to. You guys, David, I'm going to give it a thumbs up, 100% thumbs up. Just consider changing the hole. Don't put the hole in there, because for one thing, that lets your heat come out this way. Okay, it also causes an overdraft. Okay, an overdraft makes your fire go down, so you just want your draft to be at the bottom, and it really works good. But if you watch it closely there, you will see fire licking back up through this hole that you've got cut in this thing. Okay. Good coffee. So I'm in here this morning with the bear hunters, you guys. The bear hunters are everywhere. Poor old bears. They don't never get no break, do they? Keep your coffee hot. See how your fire's burning back out that hole there, David? So my cell phone's dead. That's how cold it is. It was in my pocket. But a battery, when it gets cold, imagine you're driving down the road in your battery-powered car, and it gets down below zero, and that battery just don't work no more. That's what happens to batteries. But before the battery in that hero camera dies, guys, may the good Lord bless you. Thanks once again, David. And I really like using your product. Have yourself a wonderful day.